So, I'm gonna play this little video real quick, and then we'll get it in.
Okay.
Tell me if y'all see it in the Facebook.
I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. But this whole consciousness came back the last couple of years. What was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, put this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same follow and herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually, when I find out now traveling, everybody is actually their own scientist. If I get stuff from all over the country, which is what this thing was really supposed to be. But this whole consciousness came back the last couple of years. What was really supposed to go on when it came to us is an intelligentsia, which means it's supposed to be a consortium of ideas. Some person finds some stuff, they report this stuff in, and it becomes an intelligentsia. You see what I'm saying? But too often we got that same follow and herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? Everybody is doubled up into this sectarian corners where everybody is actually everybody wants this stuff actually their own science. Everybody is actually their own science. Everybody got that same actually their own scientists.
Peace to the family. Peace to the family, man. I'm trying to scramble around and do this and share it with the gods. So let me do that real quick. Shout out to the family. If y'all are on here, come on through. Oh, you there?
I'm here. What's going on?
Good. I was in the building. We here, family. It's time to get it in. Sunday service on Facebook. Sunday service on Facebook. They can't stop the family. They cannot stop the gods.
That's right.
They cannot stop the gods. They tried. They trying their best, but they can't do it, family. We too powerful. We got too much going on. Sooner or later, we're going to be communicating from our minds. We're not going to use no system. We're not going to need this. We're going to be watching TV, just closing our eyes, watching each other. Like, oh, you so funny. Just closing. Tapping in the source that way, family. For real. Trav,
that's right.
Come with that. Trav always come with them goations. He always, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be coming with some live energy. Let me see if I can share this on though. But hey, man, sorry for the delay, family. You know, the technology gods, it's not letting us have it today. They trying to make something else happen, but the information is here nonetheless.
That's right.
The information is about to go rampant nonetheless. Say what's up to the family, O.
What's going on, family? What's happening?
What's the deal? What's the deal? And I'm not even sure if my queen is on here. Hold on.
Yes, sir. I am here.
Okay. Good.
We all in here. That's good.
Yep, live on. Y'all share the video, like and share the video. See, the thing about you or Facebook that's interesting is this thing is a real algorithm thing. So you can post and you won't see, you know, if people don't touch it or like it, then they won't even get the information. You see what I'm saying? But YouTube is different because, you know, it's just kind of just whoever you choose, and it's not like a million people,
right.
You know, hogging for space. You know what I'm saying? The videos are, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not pictures that you can just upload real quick and all of that.
Right.
Always an interesting dynamic especially with like Instagram and stuff like that. Like this whole Instagram wave is happening, and to me, it's like a thing where you know, they're gonna let you see what you want to see. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to see everything, but they just gonna give you just enough. Like sometimes I'll be looking, I go to Instagram and uh a random post will come up and it'll be something on Trav and I'll like it, but the post will be 3 days ago.
Mm.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm thinking, oh, okay. So it's interesting, family. Y'all let me know if y'all in here, man. I know Facebook.
Get up in here. Get up in here.
Y'all get up on this thing. I know what time it is. But we're going to post this to YouTube anyway. They can't stop the gods. Y'all make sure y'all share the video, family. Share, like, and share the video. I think it still works the same way. So go ahead with them thumbs. Let me share it so people can understand. I know, you know who does a good job at this? The guy Will Caprue on this Facebook thing. It's always going down. But nonetheless, we got the guy O in the building. We're gonna talk about his book, man. We're gonna dive into some spiritual concepts, and it's going down this weekend. The Joker movie was dope. It was live. I'm gonna tie some of that Joker movie into some of these questions I want to ask O, because I know he's proficient in seeing past the veil, seeing past this illusion, this distraction.
Right.
So that's what it is. D-Ray and Mook was singing "Happy Birthday to My Queen" tomorrow. So when y'all see us, give her a shout out to my love, D-Ray. She was singing, doing her little tune the other night with Mook, which was kind of live. Babe, you got anything to say on your little tune, your little voice thing? If y'all missed it, man, I made the video private. I know a lot of y'all jumped on quick, but now it's private, family, so y'all might have to catch it another time.
No, not really much to say about it. We was just having a good time. You know, we got to make that a common thing. I don't know about y'all, Oni. Maybe you can tell me about you. You know, we were talking earlier about your promoter days, but these days, it seems hard to get out. It's exhausting. I'm still trying to recover today. And we did
Oh
that on
yeah.
Friday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't do it no more. How I used to do. I cannot do it no more. And
I don't know about y'all, Oni.
Okay.
I did it too long, actually. You know, I think sometimes you're in multiple dimensions at all times. So sometimes part of you are there and part of you aren't there. And that's why it doesn't resonate anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely hard for me to get out. I don't even like humans. When I get out, I gotta really compose myself. I gotta really weather the storm for real. But you know, it's all good because I have fun within myself. Whatever we doing, I'm gonna have a blast. Like this interview is about to be fire.
Yes, sir.
Fire,
Yes, sir.
fire. So, go ahead and start with you know, how you came into your journey. Tell us a little bit about, you know, your past and, you know, what sort of things kind of woke you up, if you will, or shook you out of this matrix.
Well, yeah, I'll give y'all some brief things. I was talking to you guys earlier. I used to be a party promoter. I started off promoting in high school and college. I attended Claflin University, and I always knew that there was some bullshit going on,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't really put the words or put research around. I was more into the Illuminati thing. I
Mm-hmm.
was looking more into the Illuminati thing early in college, so that's what 1st spiked my interest, seeing the Illuminati videos, studying Rihanna's Umbrella
Mhm.
and the Rain Man and all of these type of occult things that I didn't even know what the word occult meant at that time. So once going through those videos, my mind was open to it was now in college, I didn't learn anything. I
Mm.
didn't really learn, or when you're supposed to learn, you're supposed to, because the word education comes from the word educare,
Mhm.
and educare means to draw inward.
Mhm.
So I didn't get anything inside of me that actually resonated in college. It's when I actually graduated and I got outside of college is when the matrix began to break down. I started to do research. I found Bobby Hemmett.
Mhm.
Um, I started researching in the conscious community, different things. Sarnetto was just taking off around this time. And just looking at the master teachers and taking what the master teachers taught, and I incorporated into my own compendium of research. And eventually it inspired me to write a book, inspired me to do Facebook and a YouTube channel, and here I am today.
Mhm. Yeah, facts. Yeah, and it was interesting because my college days was kind of similar, where I was kind of doing things, um, outside, just kind of really try to be something. I was something different. I was I sold drugs. I did all this other stuff, right? But in selling drugs, in um kind of observing how people were with me selling drugs, because they didn't know me. I'm not like no thug, no hard dude, right?
Right.
Kind of started picking up on, wow, this social interaction with people, with me, they think that I'm something that I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then eventually I turned into a monster in college. So it was kind of weird because I guess I started to understand that their energy, their mental, uh, how you say, thought forms on me basically turned me into, quote unquote, hard and tough and all this other goofy stuff, right? So
Right.
I sat back, I evaluated that. I changed all my classes in college and said, you know what? I want to learn about sociology. I want to learn about what's going on with the mind and people and
Mm.
how they think, how they move. And and I didn't learn absolutely nothing in college. It was just garbage. But I did learn, from observing the people around me and how they could perceive somebody to be, you know what I'm saying, instead of actually knowing them, you know what I'm saying? So that's
Facts.
interesting. That's interesting.
Well, to piggyback off that, like the throwing parties and everything, it was a few times because I was throwing parties and making about $5,000 to $8,000 every Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and it started to get more and more money coming in, and I noticed that the evil started to, well,
Mm-hmm.
not evil in a occult aspect, because we got to understand that there's metaphysical terms, there's occult terms, and there's just societal perception of terms. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about more of the societal perception of the term evil. I started to see what that industry was really about. I was held at gunpoint
Mm-hmm.
for a couple of parties dealing with porn stars and stuff like that, and that kind of brought a new, resurgence of, I got to be real in this shit. You see what I'm saying? I can't be,
That's it.
yeah, a modest guy or just sit back. So I started, to turn up on these motherfuckers,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to have a lifestyle of that forever, even though it was way more money than I had ever made before. I didn't want a lifestyle of waking up or coming home at 7 o'clock every morning, trying to go to classes and all of that. So it really made me a monster as well.
Right. Yeah. And it is very interesting. Like, strippers. I'm just selling drugs to strippers and in that lifestyle, staying up at night and just having guns now. And I'm looking and wrecking cars and shit. And I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, what the hell is going on? What
Right.
have I became? You know what I'm saying? So that was always interesting to me to see. But now I can see how that actually propelled me to the spiritual conquest, the spiritual journey, and just understanding the mind and understanding, other people's makeup, the automatons,
Mm-hmm.
saying,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of seeing the way they move and understanding myself and knowing that wasn't me, that was some kind of character that I put on, some kind of energy that I put on and invoked. And now I'm back to myself doing my thing. And your book, The Blueprint of Darkness, is actually something that taps into that, going into
Right.
the darkness and coming out and finding the light. So tell us a little bit about the inspiration that made you write the book and give these jewels, this knowledge for the family.
Well, the whole concept of me making the book was really from the Christian mindset. So
Mm,
most Black people are raised in a Christian mindset. We do have a Muslim background. We have some other things, but mainly the American Black
mm-hmm,
is typically raised in a Christian background. Their grandparents are Christian.
mm-hmm,
Their mothers and fathers, or at least just the mother, are Christian. And it was always confusion because even going down to the last things that happened a couple days ago, this whole forgiving thing with Christianity, I never understood the whole forgiving thing. Somebody fucking slap you in the face, you're supposed to forgive them.
right.
But then the rabbit hole got deeper because when I was young, if you'll read the book, you'll see that at a young age I started to notice. I did research into what angels were. I always, like when I was like 5 through 10 years old, I was researching what are the angels, what are the demons, stuff that forbidden. You're not supposed to be looking at that. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to just know Jesus and God. You don't need to be looking at no other bullshit.
Right.
And I started I wanted to know what Leviathan is. I'm gonna give you a good perception of what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know Revelations. At a young age, I was in the Revelations. And why is darkness viewed as evil?
Mm-hmm.
When in the beginning of Genesis, it says that everything started out the face of the darkness, or the face of the darkness moved upon the waters. And so if this thing is primordial, if it's a primordial energy, then why the fuck is it everything's fucking dark, even to the stigma of dark people?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's got to be fucking evil.
Right.
So I thought it was very important to reverse that polarity and break that concept down to where we came from darkness from a perspective of the universe and the cosmos and Egyptian pantheons, different mythologies that we've heard of, but we never conceptualized into how this thing actually fit in your daily life, how it plays out in your daily life, all of these movies and stuff we're watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to make a beginner's guide. Now understand,
Yeah.
the blueprint of darkness is nothing but a beginner's guide. If you watch my videos, you can find me at Oni Osaru on YouTube. Um, it gets very deep, and some people, I get phone calls all over the world. They just can't get my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to start somewhere. That's why I prescribe the book first. The book is going to get you to know who I am a little bit. It's going to give you a perspective of what darkness and what light is, the opposite ends of polarities. It's going to give you what God and the devil actually is, because we were fucked up in that concept. And eventually is going to show you stuff with dreams, how dreams is related to darkness. You got to go into darkness at night within your mind for you to go to these other dimensions in yourself, and what the angels, what the demons, or the daemons, the daemonic realities, and eventually on down to just the whole perception of totality of what darkness is and what it means to a person, the unconscious mind. That's what it is. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, definitely. And no, you did an excellent breakdown in your book real quick, and it is a great guide for beginners to learn and take and understand what this actual darkness really is. And I thought you did an excellent job on just decoding the Bible and some of the references in the Bible that tell you these play on words, you know, and it's this whole thing is allegory, especially everything movies. You got to kind of look at the bad guy as always perceived as bad or evil, when in all actuality he's actually the light, the person that we actually need. You know what I mean?
Archetypes.
Right. So this kind of illusion that they put against us, this kind of fear, this perpetual state of fear, keeping our people docile, keeping our people hidden in the dark. And it goes all the way back to ancient times where they didn't let people in. They didn't let certain people into the mystery schools and all of that good stuff.
Right.
I wonder if you could think, why is that back in the day, or what was the more prevalent purpose for that kind of hidden knowledge instead of just letting it go rampant?
Well, what happened was, so people only can start where Kemet is, and that's a big mistake. You got to see where it comes from. And when you go into the Typhonian dynasties, I'll call them the dark dynasties versus the solar dynasties. The dark dynasties is where they practice all of this stuff that's demonized today, and it was the foundation of those civilizations. But until what is his name? In the 13th dynasty, a pharaoh by the name of what is his name? What is the guy they call Moses? I'm drawing blank right here. The guy they think is Moses. It's a pharaoh who brought the one God concept in.
Oh no, anybody?
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank too. Anybody? Yeah, if y'all can put that in there, just put him in there. He actually rose into power, and he actually changed everything into monotheism. So when it became monotheism, originally in the dark dynasties or the Typhonian dynasties, when the god Typhon or Apep, the chaos of the darkness or the dark energy, when that was in power, they had to make Ra the top god. And when he became the top god, the mystery schools disappeared. Originally, if you were growing up, you were told that there were these gods in the Kemetic or Typhonian dynasties. Then when you turn 33, that's where they got the whole Jesus thing from, or the Masons. Then they will tell you, hey, guess what? All of these guys are you, different aspects of you. And then you'd be like, what the fuck? For 33 years, you thought you was worshiping guys. And then that blow your fucking mind. Like, these guys are you. And that's the initiation into the mystery school, understanding the different energies of each of these guys. Each of these guys aren't separate. They're nothing but attributes of you. And when the solar dynasties, after Ramesses and all of these other guys came into play, going down to the 32nd, which is the last dynasty, everything pretty much got lost because they started to get attacked by everyone, and there was things stolen, manuscripts stolen. So the solar dynasties pretty much ended up making this thing monotheistic, how it is in church today. And you don't get the mysteries anymore. You just get that Ra is the God. He rises in the morning, wake your ass up, and all that bullshit that comes down to Jehovah today.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, that's good. That's good. Basically, from poly to mono. That's how this whole thing happened. And yeah, now it's just have all our people into this dead state. And it was funny, man, the Joker movie, it was good. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It wasn't about no mental health or none of that stuff, even though, they're going to say that and all of this. It was like about the dude, Jack, right? Not conforming or not even understanding society and why society was so cold, why it was so dark, why everybody was so dead. So they tried to mask it all as like, he's mentally ill, he has a problem. But in all actuality, he just really wanted to be free, wanted to be happy. And
Right.
I'm actually going to decode the movie soon, family, so y'all look out for that. But I don't want to do no spoilers, but it's not really a spoiler. But, he's killing off people, right? Kills his mom, he kills the TV guy, and this is basically just him saying he's releasing himself from the subconscious programming, right? The mental strain. Like, our first programmer is our mama, right? And she just has so much hold on him that when he killed her off, it basically was symbolic for him freeing up this aspect inside of himself that was going to make him go to another level. So all of that was placed on him and blah, blah, blah. And what else? Where was I going with this thing? I was talking about something. Oh, Black people. So yeah, but in your chapter 5, I had thought about it, and it was chaos in the millennium, right? Chaos in the millennium, chaos in this new time. If you can expound upon that chapter for the family in your book, I don't know if you kind of remember that much or not, but it's just about kind of how this distraction is set in. And we do need to be able to free ourselves from that stranglehold on us.
Right. Well, let's go back what you were just talking about with the Joker. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I study these things very, very extensively. One thing I noticed, he was in an interracial relationship, right?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah, that's part of the movie you just got to see, and that was a good part too. Yeah, you just got to see. I don't want to spoil it for you, but when you see it, you'll be like, "Oh, I see."
Okay, it's fine. She was in Deadpool. She was in another interracial relationship. And she was in another movie. But he also had a black psychologist, a woman as a psychologist.
True.
Also, there was a child on the train he was the only one that would laugh at his jokes. Really, because you remember, he went kind of crazy. I don't even need to see the movie. This is all spiritual. I already know what they're gonna do with it.
Yep.
But I'm gonna see the movie. Not make that mistake. I'm gonna watch it, but I haven't seen it yet. But I know I've looked at trailers. I looked at. I study these things, and you asked me the question about chaos in the millennium. Now, why would they come out with 2 clown movies back to back? You had It 2 come out last month. You had Joker come out this month. If you go into Gerald Massey's book, Ancient Light of the World, Gerald Massey, he goes in and he compares this word KEP, K-E-P, to the word 10, to the number 10, which is the word it. Now, one thing we know is the KEP during that time, the first it came out when Kaepernick took his knee. The first It movie came out when Kaepernick first took his knee. And Kaepernick was on the 49ers, and sound vibrates at 49 vibrations. There's only 49 levels. When sound reaches 49, it becomes light. People don't know that. So 10, if you know Moorish science, 10 is 1 plus 0. 1 is the number of the Christ, because prior, 0 represents the Vesica, it represents chaos. The Vesica is a symbol of the Yoni, the symbol of childbirth, the symbol of where all things come from. And out of the 0, that's why in the Matrix movie, they show you 0, 1, 1, 1. That's pretty much pussies and dicks.
Yep.
That's the black man's the black woman's vagina and the black man's penis or phallus. And the one represents the Christ, because the Christ comes from the mother. Jesus comes out of Mary. But the chaos, see, the clown represents a Legba. And in this millennium, white people discovered that chaos is the energy that's going to change, is going to take us to the next dimension. It's not order. So they came out with a book with Donald Trump called The Dark Star Rising. It's about chaos. They got Pepe the Frog with the whole white supremacist sign in it. And it's all of it got the god Kek. K-E-K is a frog god in Kemet. And the god Kek is the Lord of Chaos. When the KKK started, the KKK didn't kill black people. The KKK put on robes to scare black people.
Right.
Or to make it was a joke to them.
Right.
To scare black people. So later you see that it's not a fucking joke no more. So the clown, the Joker, represents, even to white people, killing people is a joke to them. It's not a serious thing.
Yes, yes. Come on, oh, come on.
You see what I'm saying? It's not, we look at it as very, superficial in society as, damn, you just murked somebody. They're looking at it as, no, it's just energy.
Yes.
That's all it is. So the chaos is the cycle that you go through when you go in your mind in a meditation. What chaos is every emotion, every ancestor, every energy on the planet hitting you at one time in meditation. That's what the darkness is. You get all of the energies hit you at once, because there's a difference between chakras and shells. You get the Klepoth, which has the shells or the husks, and the Kabbalah talk about the 10 ladders of light. It's a path that these white people take to be these ascended masters. All the ascended master shit is some bullshit, but I won't even get on that. But they notice that the shells, one shell is seven chakras, and there's 11 shells. So one shell is 7 chakras, and that end up being 777. Aleister Crowley told you that number was the number of Hippocrates, and Hippocrates is the new alchemical black person on the planet. That's us.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we've lived in every single age ever. We're the only people that's been in every age. Every group of people can't say they've been in every single aeon in every age of the planet. And since we've been through all of those ages, now we're in this age. Now we have to look at the younger races, and we have to figure out how to function in a society with these younger races, because these younger races like, hey, black people, you got to do this, you got to know taxes, you got to know all of this. And you look at black people like, wow, y'all so dumb, y'all selling these drugs, y'all disobeying the law, y'all doing all of this. But what it really is, their soul, our race's soul is so old. It's going back to the chaos. That in this millennium, it doesn't resonate. The younger race's society doesn't resonate with us. We know it's some bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's why we're rebelling mentally. That's why we're doing the opposite of what you think we should be doing. But go ahead, brother.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, come on.
So once you get to that area of the point, you're looking at the Joker as a character of Elegba or Ishu. If you don't know, now they saying that this is going to be the biggest Joker movie. The biggest Joker movie was Dark Knight.
Right.
And the reason be, Heath Ledger died. And now what you don't know is Michael J. White did a video on Vlad TV. And he revealed that The Dark Knight wasn't even the movie it was supposed to be. The Dark Knight had over 500 different scenes deleted, because when Heath Ledger died, the white producers decided, hey, strap the whole movie. We're just going to make this all about Heath Ledger. We're just going to get all of the Heath Ledger scenes and we're going to comprise them together. So he said, y'all didn't even see a good movie, really. He said, I seen the real shit. And he was saying that there's a particular scene with the Joker, and this is the ultimate scene of chaos. Michael J. White plays this crime lord in Dark Knight. There's one particular scene Vlad asks Michael J. White on. If I'm pronouncing his name wrong, Michael J. White or J. White, one of those.
Yeah, it's probably, yeah.
Right. So in this scene, you remember the Why So Serious? This very popular part of the Batman movie, the Why So Serious. Everybody knows that now. Why so serious? He said, put a smile on that face. Let me put a smile on that face. Now, what you notice, Michael J. White in this scene is on his knees, and the Joker has a blade in his mouth. And Michael J. White says that this scene is the most awkward scene in movie history because of how big this film is. What happens is when he says, let's put a smile on his face, the Joker, he was talking about the Why So Serious. It indicates that he cut Michael J. White's throat, but you never see the cut. They just switch scenes to him falling down. And he said the reason why you saw that the way it was is because Heath Ledger actually died after he said the 3 words, why so serious? Now, you know, Sirius is the Sirius star where we come from.
No.
So they were incorporating, they were showing you the black man, Michael J. White in this movie, and Heath Ledger dies on this particular part of him supposedly killing him in the movie, because you don't even know if he died. You don't even know that. Because they just switched scenes, because Heath Ledger died on the set when they were filming that part. So they had to just cut that and use some other stuff. But Michael J. White is indicating that it's very occult that he got taken out right at that particular scene. And every Joker character has experienced chaos in their mind after playing the Joker. I don't know about this. What is his name? Joaquin Phoenix or something? I don't know the actor name. Joaquin, whatever his name is. Pay attention to him over the next couple of years. Pay close attention to him, because everything happens in time. Don't be a prisoner of the moment. I tell all of my subscribers, don't ever be a prisoner of the moment. I told them to wait on that Amber Geiger thing. I told them to wait on the Nipsey Hussle thing. All of this stuff plays out. You just got to keep a close eye on it. But go ahead, brother.
No, that's good. That's good. And man, you just did a great rendition of this Joker, man. Y'all go follow O's page. Give me your YouTube page so the family can know. Because I'm gonna put it in the description and the chat and all that stuff. But make sure you subscribe to Oni's page, Oni Osaru's page, so you can keep on getting these downloads, because that's a beautiful decode in this time and space right now. It just kind of reminds me of what's the lady's name, when she used to decode the little football games and tell you how spiritual significance they are, having an impact in the spiritual realms.
Right. Because the football stadium ain't nothing but the god Capra is a beetle. If you look at the dome, the dome is a beetle. And what happens? People are cheering inside of the dome, and they're giving energy to the archons.
Facts.
And they utilize that energy.
And that year Kaepernick took that knee or whatever, or he was banned from playing football, I did a video correlating how the whole league got injured that whole year. Everybody in the league getting injured like crazy, left and right. It was such an amazing thing.
Chaos.
I ain't never seen that many people get injured, and it was powerful. And I knew it was kind of like the collective consciousness of Black people, right? Because they were saying, oh, we're not watching football, fuck it, we protesting football and all this other stuff, right? And then as that's happening, the collective consciousness, that stuff is coming back down, shining lights, and people getting injured left and right, and blah, blah, blah. So it's crazy how powerful our minds are, and how we're actually knowing this thing is just playing its way out, because we know we do have to go back into this chaos realm. That's why, all these kids are kind of you know, doing their own thing, what they call them millennials and all this other stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not taking no for their no answer. They don't want the little job, the little 9 to 5. College, throw that shit out the window. You know, and these are just micro
Right,
doses
right,
of
right.
this thing. But you can see this thing playing out into a bigger scheme. And it just in this Joker movie, they did some scenes that was powerful to where the whole community, the whole world was on fire. And you know, they tried to
Mm.
clean it up at the end of the movie, so you know, but man, Magic, you got to see that movie, man. I can't wait to hear your decode on it. I want y'all to hear my perspective on it, but that shit just got me excited for real because I'm like, wow, you on point with that. Because when you see it, then you're gonna be like, oh yeah, this is how this thing is about to happen. Yeah,
Right,
Dave, you got
right.
something for O before I dive into these questions?
Yeah, I actually do. Funny enough, we're talking about, you know, this darkness and this chaos, and also at the same time talking about environment and how upbringing definitely plays an effect, or just us having to adapt to whatever the situation is, as the Joker did in the movie, which is kind
Mm-hmm.
of crazy. Connecting that and tying that into your book, and you talking about your grandmother. Do you remember any
Mm-hmm.
experience with your grandmother to where she had to be the great mother destroyer? Okay, to where she had to kind of put in some work so that things can be rebuilt. Because when you spoke of her, it was all beautiful, it was sweet, it was everything that I can imagine in my mind's eye.
Mm.
But I know at the same time, being a mother and having experience, sometimes our mother figures do things that help us to reframe our thinking or make us to be anew. Do you recall any experiences with your grandmother like that, to where she just had to get downright dirty?
Oh yeah. I mean, I remember when she whipped my ass. You know,
Man.
I remember putting on that, you know, when you a little kid, you put on that down, you got the lotion bottle, and I opened up the top and I put the whole bottle, and she caught me in a room with the whole bottle of lotion. I'm
Mhm.
probably like 7 or something like that. You know, I'm just fucking around with the bottle, and she came in there and she whooped my ass. You know, and the way they whip ass was real different. They had like switches tied together or some shit like that. So she came in there like the goddess, like Kali, and she cut my motherfucking head off. You know, I never thought like, damn, is you gonna stop whipping me? Like shit, my mother don't even beat me like this, but it broke something in me. It did something spiritual to me. Another instance is when she was actually on her deathbed. We got an uncle that does stuff with the land. My family owns hundreds of acres of land out in Salter, South Carolina, and he used to cut trees down on the land and sell it without letting the family know he was doing stuff with the land. So when she actually passed on, the last words she said to him that he was a dirty dog,
Mm.
and the whole family remembered that. You know, that your mom told you the last, you know, on her deathbed that that's what she thought of you. That's very impactful. And because of that, so much things have happened to this dude. So much things have happened to him and his kids because he painted this to make it seem like me and my siblings were, you know, the gangsters or the thugs or the motherfuckers that's on all the bullshit, the stereotype of the black man and the black woman. And I'm not gonna say the stereotype was on them, but let's just say some things happened, and a lot of things happened with him, and he's paying for that. And I believe she saw that, and some of that energy from her has to do with that.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy. That great mother aspect, this feminine energy, um, and sticking with the, you know, the great mother and the feminine energy and the loss of the feminine energy in this society, this patriarchal society, right, that we're living
Hmm.
in. Um, how can you give a how do you think this thing is going to play out, or if you could just see? I don't, you know, I don't like to ask future questions like that, but it being so patriarchal for so long, is that going to bring on the chaos, or does the feminine energy have to reside somewhere? And like, you know how they talk about Hillary going to be the president or whatever, and blah blah blah. Does that have to come into light for this what you say, chaos to just
Right.
really take its head?
Well, I have a different perception on that. I don't. This is not a patriarchal society. This is a matriarch.
I mean, yeah.
Because when you go to family court, you're gonna figure out it's a matriarch.
Mm-hmm.
Because the woman, even though you got the seeds as the man, when you put the seeds into the woman and she conceives the child, she has the power whether she wants to get rid of that child or whether she want to put your ass on child support. So who got the motherfucking power? Men or women? You know, now you got the whole feminist movement that's getting bigger. The whole Hillary thing. Hillary is actually the child of they believe either Aleister Crowley or Jack Parsons. One of those individuals. She comes out of them. And they say in a text that because they got all this type of information. Y'all understand they got a lot of information out there we don't know about. Like the Beatles had a movie called The Yellow Submarine. And in the Yellow Submarine, they're talking about the Hilarion. It's called HILLARION. And it's a new reality that's being birthed in a certain race. It's an energy of a new dimension inside of another race, and it's produced through sex. So it's a war on this race with sex. And I said, okay, which one of these races? Because Africa didn't have a matriarch society. Africa had a matrilinear society. A matrilinear society is different from a matriarch. The word arch means something to be over something. That's why we're at war with the archons. The word ark means something completely different because in the Bible, they told you that the ark was a ship. Well, the ark can also be a circle too. But when you get the word arch means to be over something. So when it's a matriarch, this society has gotten away from a patriarch a long time ago. And the chaos that's going to destroy, or you talk about the ending of this thing, it's an alchemical process going on in the DNA of the melanated beings on this planet, whether you anywhere now, specifically within the transatlantic slave area. That's like the heart of it. But all of us is connected to this thing all over the world. It has to do, it's just one particular people is the head of the snake. That's why the Black American is attacked the way we're the heads of the snake. You know, it's the whole body of a snake, but to kill a snake, you got to cut the head off. And in Robert Antoine Wilson's book, Mask of the Illuminati, he says the only thing that can stop the Illuminati is a black youth in America. What he was talking about is a preparation of a mindset into this magical stuff. Because when they put out all of that Harry Potter stuff, they were telling black people that we're training our kids in magic to go against your motherfucking kids in the future. That's what the Harry Potter shit was. What shit? I'm bullshitting. Who the fuck Harry Potter was battling in the movie? They was battling a basilisk, which is a snake. It was battling a group called Slytherin that wears all black. Who you think that is? That's your ass. Voldemort, all of that. That's fucking Osiris.
I love
That's that chaos energy, and they came out with Fantastic Beasts, which is that
was good.
The pre-story to it, and they got all of that stuff in there too. So it's an alchemical transmutation going on in us that's going to open up this new, and it's only through sex. That's why they don't like you fucking. Well, that's why they always got you fucking all in the movies. There's always some interracial shit because they can dilute our energy by mixing our genes with this white thing. In every fucking movie is always some interracial shit, even in the Joker movie.
Yes, come on.
You see what I'm saying? You can go down. I was just watching. You can tell your subscribers to go watch Netflix Raising Dion.
Yeah, I seen. We
New
watched
show just came.
the first one yesterday.
I just finished it with my queen last night. We watched the whole thing, and just go peep that. Just
We
go
on
peep that.
episode 4. We was like, dang, the acting is kind of bad, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's horrible. Horrible.
I get it. Yeah, you know.
Right.
Yeah, raising Dion, that's funny. And that interracial thing is happening. They showing this thing left and right. It's crazy how because I couldn't put my finger on. I'm like, okay, are they just trying to get blended in with us so they can just, make it out too or whatever? You know what I mean? So that's an interesting dynamic with that. Uh now black now I do got a question because you sparked the idea or
Mm-hmm.
so do you think it's like melanated beings? We're doing the programming to ourselves, or this, elite Illuminati group, whatever it is doing this to us? Like, for example, the white lady, the case with the white lady, and she getting 10 years, and
Mm-hmm.
all my whole timeline, is just showing the brother and the judge and the bailiff hugging her, crying, consoling her, and all this other goofy stuff, right? And I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking to myself, okay, yeah, don't show this shit. I mean, they're in an uproar, they're in anger, so angry at the situation, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
When it doesn't have nothing to do with their lifestyle at all, nothing to do with them at all. You know what I mean? But on the other side of the spectrum, white people are probably seeing the same timeline and not even having that same perception inside their heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That same kind of feeling. They're probably seeing, oh, she got 10 years, okay, whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But so yeah, do you think that we're continuously recycling this state of fear into ourselves by saying, oh, there's nothing we can do, oh, it's hope, because fear shuts down that DNA, and the more we see this, this uh transcribe of disgust and
Mm-hmm.
all of that stuff, the more it affects our consciousness.
Right. Well, fear doesn't shut it down. Fear only changes it. And go get the movie Transformers. We the motherfucking Transformers. So it don't matter if it changes. We could change the shit back.
Right.
We was the best thing ever known.
Right.
The any energy you gonna talk about that's divine, that's us. It came from us. That's our children.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole white thing with the whole Amber Geiger case, I'll be covering that on my video real soon. Y'all can find me on Oni Osaru on YouTube. I just gotta put that shit together because yeah, black people did beat that down a little bit, but no, I would say no. This shit don't got nothing to do with anger, or we shouldn't be angry, or that controls us, or it defeats us because white people doing this one thing. White people know what the fuck they doing.
Right.
White people know when it comes to the hyper dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
because I'll talk about the two stars in the beginning of time, Thuban and Sirius. There's two poles of stars. At one time it was called Thuban, then it was called Sirius, and recently it was called Polaria. That's that bright star you see in the sky at night. They call it the North Star. That's what Harriet Tubman used to guide the slaves out of the Underground Railroad, the North Star.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually was a Rosicrucian, if people didn't know that. And they do these things
Mm-hmm.
for the whole post-traumatic slave disorder.
Right.
But the thing is, it's already done to us. What you going to do to something that's already done? So how much further can we get into post-traumatic slave disorder before it destroys us? It hasn't destroyed us yet.
Right.
So all of these people saying, don't post this, don't post that. Post what the fuck you want. You a fucking god. And the last time we got angry with something, was the beginning of the whole after Jim Crow. We got mad at white people like y'all motherfuckers doing some bullshit to us.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up getting, I mean, segregation was the worst thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what integration? What was it? Integration?
Yeah.
Are we getting that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Integration was the worst thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a necessary process for alchemy because now we get to be right under the beast and we got all of their research, all of y'all motherfucking research. White people, we got it all because we right under you. See, we need coons, all of these coons, or if you don't like that term, all of these people who's sleeper cells within black society because they have vitriol against black people because black people used to pick on them when they were little. So they grow up with this white accent and they're just all anti-black hate, even though they're black. It's necessary for these people to exist because the gods within us know that there needs to be a cloak for us, people like us, on this broadcast to do the work. If everybody was motherfucking conscious, the white man would have been like, kill all the motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He never intended us to escape slavery. They never intended us to survive slavery.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Amber Geiger, is the you know, they killed the dude, shot him. He was a big time Christian. You know, some of these niggas need to get killed. I'm not saying that brother. I'm just saying y'all talking to a motherfucking chaos, you know, being on here. So we gotta put all the emotions aside. That motherfucker deserved to get killed. He up there with goddamn 100 photos of all these white people and shit. And I believe he was a target of a white supremacist society. They have these enclaves like they got these enclaves like Reddit,
Mm-hmm.
Something Wolf, something I forgot the name of it's these German websites where they just talk shit about black people and all of this type stuff, but they're into the Satanism type stuff too. So they're into sacrifices, the Proud Boys, the alt-right. I believe he was a sacrifice because he was around too many white people. And he was an easy target because she lived in our apartment complex right above him.
Mm-hmm.
They took his ass out. That was some energy for them to utilize, which ain't much because white people utilize energy. White people have Kundalini energy, but white people don't have Daath. Daath.
Oh, okay.
On the Kabbalistic tree is a word called Daath.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And once you go through Daath, you go into the Klepoth. You end up on the other side, just like how you got Malkuth or the red root chakra on one side of the tree. You got a black chakra on the Klepoth, and it starts with Lilith. And Lilith is the reality of yourself that you refuse to see.
There we go.
In the dark dreams you have are revealing your character.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you running away from the shit.
Mm.
So Daath enters the realm of the black race.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All of the Kabbalah are now Grosham Shrolem is the top Kabbalist to ever live. He told white people, don't be fucking around with that Daath. Don't be fucking around with that Klepoth.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Yeah.
He said, don't fuck around with that shit because why? We got something in us called the death cell or the death particle. They call it actually the Anubis cell in the book. You can get the book, The Serious Mystery by Robert something. His name is Robert something. It's called Serious Mystery. And he says in the book that if I took a sponge and put it in the ocean, is the ocean any more less than what it is? If I put a sponge in the ocean, the answer is yes. Mm-hmm. Because if I took a cup and I dip it in the ocean, the same qualities in the ocean is now in that cup. But what they're saying is there's a group of people here who come from a dimension beyond creation.
Hmm.
That's why we're the ultimate creators. We was doing the shit before creation even fucking happened.
Yep.
And this dimension is the death realm.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these people are dead to fucking society right now. Think about it. All they do is kill us.
Mm-hmm.
No remorse or nothing. They're in society's mind. We're dead. We're a dead race.
Mm-hmm.
We was great. We was all these type things. But you go ask them younger races, they look at us as dead. You know, they pass laws just to kill us. And it's nothing. 10 years, you just walked up in a motherfucker house and blew his head off. Not only that, it just came out. The neighbor to him
Yeah.
got shot in the mouth yesterday.
He died. Yep. Somebody got him.
You see what I'm saying? So the difference is you got a cell in you or a DNA strand in you that, since it's in a dimension prior to creation, back when it was just darkness, the triple blackness of space, it means that when they said that black people are cursed, they weren't saying that we were cursed in the sense of what Eurocentrism told you what curse was. If you look up the word curse, it comes from the word, it's a Latin word that means crux, which means to run through, to cross. Now, if I put pipes in my house, the pipes have to cross each other and the water runs through the pipes. So it's saying when they said black people are cursed, it means that the whole world's energy runs through black people.
Yes.
That's the secret mystery to the whole curse thing. The whole Shem and Ham is cursed. No, everything runs through us. So all of this stuff you see with the Amber Geiger, each of these cases, they're just showing you more that we are at the precipice of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they will do anything to stop us, but they can't stop us. How the fuck you stop death?
Can't stop it.
You can't stop it. Go ahead.
Mm-mm. No, I love that. And that's exactly what this thing is. And man, when you decode these things, just decoding life, basically, just decoding the Bible, movies, our dreams, all of this stuff, you start to realize that this illusion is not for us, right? All these symbols and stuff that we receive, that you just start picking up on and say, oh wow, we're in a war right now with a certain group of people, like the battle of the 1%, if you want to say it like that. And then everybody else in the middle is dead. So
right.
So it's interesting to see that. Tell us how are you able to tap into seeing past the illusion, seeing past the mundane part of it, and tapping into that subconscious mind part where you can just see what they're doing before they even do it?
Or certain energies, like, let me show you something. This is a picture of a goddess named, they can see this, right?
Yeah, they can see that.
Okay, this is a picture of a goddess named Martha the Minotaur. They about to come out with the Dora the Explorer movie. Or this is Olo Khan. This is the goddess Olo Khan right here. And what's special about her is when her energy is the subconscious mind. She's said to be the grandma of Oshun and the mother of Yemiya, and she's chained at the bottom of the ocean. They said that one day she will be released, and she has already been released. I'm telling you that right now. I'm answering your question. And when she's released, all of the undercurrent thoughts of the subconscious mind, people will be forced to reveal their true selves. That's all the white people doing. They under this Olokun curse or Oloka curse, and all of this is energies that come through sometimes with me and sometimes with the people that be on my conference calls. If y'all want to make the conference calls, we have Skype conference calls every Thursday and Sunday. It's finally on Skype. Yes, Thursday and Sundays on Skype. Just find Oni Osaru, send me a message, and we'll invite you to the group. You can share personal experiences. You can share with your thoughts on different aspects, and we do it for like an hour.
What time? What times, though? What time does you start?
We do it like around noon.
Okay,
We be done by like 1 or 2.
Okay. You said Thursdays and
Sundays.
Okay.
Yeah, today, I'm doing this interview, so we probably won't do it today. But yeah, we do it Thursdays and Sundays, and people that, I'm really deep into research on things that other people aren't talking about.
Right.
And I also utilize what other people talking about. But because we've been doing this 6 years, they're doing the practices, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, so they're getting visions. One goddess told me she saw a saint in her dream, and her name is Saint Martha.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl looks just like this. If I show you a picture of her, she looks just like this. I mean, it looks just like her ass. And she's got the snake, represents the Kundalini energy. The child represents the ascending sign within you. Fuck all your zodiac. You're supposed to be looking at your ascending sign, because that's who you're becoming.
Mm-hmm.
The zodiac ain't nothing but what the ego expresses itself through.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's what your zodiac sign is. That ain't what you is. That's some bullshit. They told you that.
Exactly.
But we go through all of these things, and I just sit back. The God, a lot of goddesses be in there. So they just give me the shit, and we go figure out this thing.
Right. That's good. Oh, and basically, because I know you into the work, I know you do the work. Give us some kind of techniques for the family, so they can probably kind of get into themselves a little bit more and start opening up that third eye to where they're able to kind of see past the bullshit, kind of see because I decode movies too and decode different spiritual things that's happening in life, and I just know it. It's like talking another language, basically. Stuff, right. And then things start happening to where you pick up a random book, and then all of a sudden it correlates to what, to what's happening in the time or whatever. And
right. Yeah, that happens to me.
I think my meditations, my ability to meditate and sit there and consistently meditate has propelled me in this journey to, just to be the Joker, basically, to free myself from the distraction or the illusion. So tell us a little bit about a few techniques that you do that help you propel your eye, if you will.
Right. One particular technique I've been talking about is a book by Frank Rudolph Young that Panic mentioned. And I've been doing this technique for a while, but the book just showed me that I was on the right path of doing the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I told you about these 2 stars at the beginning of time. It used to be Sirius, Thuban, and Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
What ended up happening, people didn't realize that these stars are an indicator where certain energy centers are in your body. Mm-hmm. So one star is the North Pole, and the other star is the South Pole.
Okay.
The North Pole is the pineal gland. The South Pole is where the root chakra starts in your stomach. So one technique I give the people, close your eyes. You can't start with the pineal gland. You got to start from the stomach region. There's a book called The Second Brain by Dr. I can't remember, Dr. something. I can't remember his name, but I'll get you that if y'all, I'll have that for you. But it's called The Second Brain. That's the name of the book. It's in your stomach. And in the stomach, there's a energy center. Close your eyes. Focus in the navel region of your stomach, because all of your gut instincts come through here. When you fall in love, if you like a person, it's in your stomach. You see what I'm saying? All that stuff goes through, even when but here's a good technique. If you hate somebody or you hate something, a lot of people hate things. Just go and close your eyes, get in a dark area, dark, quiet area, and picture the thing that you hate and focus on your stomach region. You'll start to feel some type of energy in there. This is a psychic practice to show you the apparatus where the silver cord connects to your astral body.
Mm-hmm.
By focusing on your stomach region, you can mentally look into yourself and see a version of yourself where anything is possibly capably of happening. And
Mm-hmm.
you program this thing daily. You go into this dark place and you focus on your stomach region. You use somebody you hate or something you hate as a experiment. This is experiments just for you to feel the energy. That's you feeling the energy inside of you. You see what I'm saying? That's just something to indicate where the energy center is. And you're going to feel it in your stomach. Or you can close your eyes and picture these golden cords wrapping up the base of your spine. And you'll start to feel this magnetism pulling on your spine.
Mm-hmm.
Through this, every day, you can project what you want out this realm and store it like a cloud device. Store your mental thoughts into this astral version of yourself that's capable of anything, that starts in your stomach region, and start to pull that energy slowly to your head. And when you get it to your head, you'll be able to zap motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to zap reality with your
Yeah.
mind. That's the whole magic wand and all of that. All that is the magic wand is also the penis of the phallus.
Mm-hmm.
The sex is quintessential to alchemy too. But that's a good technique to start with, though.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's good. Yeah, and I had went ahead and got all them Frank Rudolph Young books right when
Yeah, me
Panic,
too. Mm-hmm.
because they were I'm like, dang man, Panic done dropped the book, and then somebody ran out and got them quick. So yeah, that technique definitely with the chord, seeing yourself as a higher version of yourself, the greatness of yourself, basically is huge in this
Mm-hmm.
day and time right now that we're living in. Man, good
Right.
stuff. Oh, good stuff. Oh, we got to
Right,
come back.
right, yeah.
For real, for real. I didn't want to take up all your time, babe. I know you got some more questions, man. I know you got something else, but I want to thank you, for coming on right now at this time. I know we didn't get nowhere yet. We kind of started late, but
That's fine. That's fine. Mm-hmm.
we got the family members coming through right now.
Okay,
I had
okay.
one more question. I'm sorry, I had to disappear real quick. Somebody was on the other line.
Yeah, I know. I'm texting my
Okay.
mom now. But yeah, you know how they come at the church. They want to come see the kids and all that other stuff because they feeling in a joyous state. Oh, what is that? What's up with that? why
Right, right.
why they want to come like, nah, all right, come on, bring yo. But then when we ask them to babysit, oh, they lost to me. They
Can't find them motherfuckers. Yeah, I know how it is. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Go ahead, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just because I'm just so, you know, blown away because like I said, I went to South Carolina for college. 4 years, did it,
Mm-hmm.
done, gone. Great experiences out there. Talked to a lot of people. And I remember Bobby Hemmett saying that there's this consciousness shut off in South Carolina.
Hmm.
And in the same breath, because I study speech pathology and we had to do a project on dialect and things like that. And so of course, being right there, I was fortunate enough to be in a group to where we pulled the Gullah Geechee dialect or people to do our study on. And do you think that like these powers that be or whatever, or even just in a spiritual sense, why did they have to shut it down there? Is it because the people there when they came were so powerful? Like I've heard crazy stories, like half man, half horse, you know, voodoo people that can just do amazing things. Magic.
Yeah, that's the whole blue roots magic. And every time you see something with horses or animals with men, that's not literal.
Mm.
They're talking about archetypes. Each animal represents a spiritual essence within a
Mm.
person. So that's archetypes. And the important thing about South Carolina has the most black people there in America. There's no other state that has more black people in it than South Carolina. And that's where the slave ports was. And if you go get the book by Theodore P. Ford, Theodore P. Ford wrote a book called God Wills the Negro. And he talks about how those first slave ships that became between South Carolina and Virginia were actually the Egyptians, because the Egyptians were exiled out of Egypt into West Africa. The West Africans allowed them to work alongside of them as indigenous servants, because, you know, if you got your own shit going on, some other family members come from somewhere else, y'all gonna be like, hey, y'all gotta work too. Y'all gotta do some shit too. Y'all ain't just be sitting up here in the house and shit. So they gave them, and then when the slave people, I mean the white people came, they was like, those people over there ain't us. And those were the first slave catchers. You know, those black people was like, well, they ain't us. They came from some other area. We came from Kemet. And they put us on the ships. And then the white people threw nets on their ass and put them on ships too.
That makes sense. Wow.
Yeah, we're the original, the mixing of the Camites. We got Native American, very strong Native American roots. My grandmother got Blackfoot in her, and Cherokee, Chickasaw, all of that, Seminoles, that's all of us. You know, we got that in us. And I think because that area permeated with so much greatness, you know, as far as these people knowing how to grow agriculture better than we did in South Carolina, the tobacco and all types of stuff, rice, all types of stuff, that was very important. So they knew that there was a consciousness that will come out these people in the future that they had to shut down. And that's why South Carolina is so far back in technology. You can go in any city and go to South Carolina. It's like you went through a time machine about 100 years ago.
Yes, facts. I experienced that while I was there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. And them shutting down black people like that and putting them into this kind of state is kind of funny, because you know, you would think there would be somebody that comes out of it, and obviously we got the great Bobby Hemmett that came out of it and you know, turned, I guess, water into wine. And somebody as Bobby, like the representation, the person, when you see him, you see the way he decodes, the way he sees things is you know, otherworldly. And it's amazing that he came out of South Carolina, out of all of that, to you know, give this, I guess you would say, propel this light to the world, you know, in such a manner that now is nothing but chaos beings running around. Like, I know Panic, you know, myself, you, and then all the whole gambit of spiritual people is kind of a tie or ties to Bobby Hemmett in all the interviews. Oh yeah, Bobby. Oh, Bobby. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's amazing. He came out of something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
pressure
sense.
makes diamonds.
Yeah.
Pressure makes diamonds for sure. But that makes sense with exactly what you just said, only about, you know, the first people coming over here being Egyptians. Because Bobby Hemmett talked about that. He talked about how in you know, some of the in one of the pyramids or something, that Hemmett name was inscribed on the walls. So it just is a reminder to all of us that we have a greater purpose beyond what we even know. You know what I'm saying? Beyond what we even know. And our environment, like we started off with, our environment does really shape us and transforms us. You know, like Bobby just had to know, hold on, there's more. There's more than this. Okay. So
absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Yes. Oh, if you can give us some of your teachers that you would recommend, highly recommend, that kind of propelled you also.
Oh, it's just Bobby, you know, there's nobody else. I mean, shit.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He said, "Oh, it's just Bobby. That's it." You know.
I mean, that's real, straight out of South Cat.
And then you know what's
Yeah, I mean, my mom went to college with him in Benedict.
Exactly.
That's good. And then you know what's crazy? Oh, that you have that kind of energy, that Bobby energy, to where you're able to see and decode this stuff and kind of give you the, you know, what it is. Like I remember when Bobby, man, there's so many different decodes Bobby used to do, and I used to be like, wow, I can't believe how he's seen that. That's awesome. So yeah, that's shout out to the
You gotta
guy.
dedicate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just got to dedicate your life to it. I dedicated my life to it.
Right, exactly. I love your dark crystal breakdown and how all that stuff ties into the day. And, you know, just like I was saying, the battle of the 1%. There was another great,
Right. I appreciate that too.
all of this stuff is coming into effect right now at this point in time. Any other things you want to say about that before we get off of here? Oh,
I think that's good. They could just find me, you know, at Oni Osaru on Facebook, Skype, or YouTube. And you know, just shoot me a message on Skype, subscribe on my YouTube, or follow me on Facebook. And any questions or anything, just leave it with me, and we'll get back with it. And I'm looking forward to coming back and to doing more interviews with you guys and paying attention to your channel more.
yes, love it, love it. We appreciate you, man. The book was off the chain. Go get the book if you just want to because you know what's so good about your book, you can say
Mm-hmm.
it's for beginners, but still people still need to be able to read it, you know what I mean, and have some kind of written word, because you know reading is
Right.
powerful. You read,
Agreed.
when you read now, it's actually implanted into you, you know what I mean, and you can have these
Right.
nations and stuff like that.
Yeah, Tahuti carries around a damn little shit where he writing on it.
Right, exactly.
And not
The
only
stride.
that, though,
Mm-hmm.
scribe, exactly. But not only that, though, even when I think about in the terms of sports and teachings in general, people need to hear from a different perspective. A lot of times we're saying very similar things, but the way that I put it, or the way that Oni words it, the way that you word it, it
Right.
may be received differently by different people. So
Yeah.
there are other people who's gonna take the words from Oni, or even like our children. Say if our children, you know, they grow up seeing Bobby Hemmett right now, and they probably can just get they see it, but they may not understand it completely. But then they go back to Oni's video or Oni's book, and they like, I get it from him. Now I can go back to
Right.
Bobby Hemmett and understand what he was saying based off how Oni broke it down.
Yeah.
So that's just, and that's why we all got to continue to scribe and put these things down, because the way we put it is going to connect with people differently than the way somebody else puts it. So we should never stop putting this information out there.
Facts.
Exactly. I appreciate you again, Oni, the blueprint of darkness, man. Family,
Yep.
we here on Facebook today, but man, this video will be on YouTube, family. So y'all stay tuned. Thanks for all the people that joined us today, man. You know the technology guys, they don't want on giving out this information. That's real talk, because it ain't happened. We did like 11 interviews, 20 different times going live on this Zoom, 20 or 30 different times going live with Wise Wednesdays and all this stuff. And now all of a sudden, God comes on and it just, no, stop.
Yeah, the archons do not like me, but it was good, you know. We defeated them anyway.
You know,
Facts.
got some in. Until
All right.
next time, family, I appreciate all of y'all for joining us. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, family. Peace.